A rematch of last year's CHA championship will take place Saturday. While the season is over for the Orange, this year has come with many accomplishments. Tennessee Ice Pavilion will say goodbye to 5 graduate students, but will also welcome in new faces next season. The Atlantic Hockey America playoffs started today. After combining 2 leagues last season, the AHA emerged, and Syracuse is one of 6 teams in the race. SU women's basketball hosted UNC in one of their final ACC conference matchups. With the season winding down, Syracuse is at risk of missing the ACC tournament, and these final games are crucial for the Orange to win. SU is on a 2-game losing streak, and head coach Felicia Legechak was looking to snap that streak today. Taking it herself, Georgia Woolley for the jumper, tying the game at 10 in the first quarter. I'm here with assistant coach Heather Farrell. Heather, how do you plan on taking the momentum and excitement from last game's win into today?
Yeah, so last weekend's win against RIT was...
Four Nations Faceoff has officially made it to Boston. For the first time since 2016, the NHL are seeing international best-on-best hockey. They started in Montreal on February 12th, and yesterday they saw Finland versus Canada and the U.S. versus Sweden for the first 2 games in Boston. Guys, I got to speak with Coach Smith, and she was talking about how as much as it's not playoff hockey, it feels like it. And with 2 more series left in the season, the Orange are currently sitting 4th, right behind RIT. And with this win, it will push them 3rd, giving them home ice advantage in the playoffs quarterfinals. In Team USA's first game in Boston against Sweden, Charlie McAvoy was out with an injury. Now, we later found out he sustained that injury back in Montreal in the first game against Finland, where he was checked out by USA's medical staff. And after not feeling 100%, he was checked out here in Boston by the Boston Bruins medical staff. And after undergoing some tests, he was diagnosed with an infection and an AC joint injury. The Super Bowl may have ended in a wide margin, but over in the JMA Wireless Dome, Syracuse men's basketball was much closer in an ACC matchup with North Carolina. Coach Adrian Autry was hoping to prevent another loss, but Ian Jackson came off the bench for UNC and put up 4 threes in the first half alone and finishing the night with 23 points. Syracuse versus Duke isn't just another game, it's an event. The Orange have set multiple attendance records here at the JMA Wireless Dome when facing the Blue Devils, including a record high of over 35,500 fans. The last 3 matchups at the Dome have seen over 31,000 fans, and this year, Otto's Army showed up in full force. Head coach Chris Timmons may be the bench boss for Syracuse, but he has deep ties with Oswego State. He played for the Lakers from 2010 to 2014. There, he had over 100 career wins, 2nd all-time in program history. He then went on to coach the Lakers for 5 years before coming to Syracuse. She and the team look to finish off their road trip against Clemson tomorrow. And if I were the Tigers, I would make sure Harris Waddy doesn't have an aisle seat to tomorrow's matchup. Because once she gets some leg room, there is no stopping her. Tyler, Luke, back to you guys. John Mullen with the faceoffs was insane. He had probably the best performance of the season so far. And I think it starts all there too. If you win the faceoff, you have the control, but it also sets the tone for the game in making sure that you know whether to hold on to the ball, take it down, or pass it off to someone. Like he did a phenomenal job controlling the game. Many fall sports on the Hill are wrapping up their season, including field hockey. The ACC field hockey tournament started this week as Syracuse opened the quarterfinals against 4-seeded Virginia. The Erie Canal Museum in downtown Syracuse transforms into a festive scene, showcasing these edible works of art. From whimsical cottages to elaborate castles, the annual Gingerbread Gallery is a 6-week celebration. Warren Clark, a local Onondaga resident, came to the gallery to draw some holiday inspiration.
We're going to be building gingerbread houses next weekend, so, getting ideas and just having that family element.
For Clark and his family, this is a new tradition.
We all get ideas? Very good.
But for others, the gallery is a staple. Janice Carturo and Kathleen Hayes love to see the new designs each year and have cast their vote for as long as they can remember.
Every year, practically, we start out here, no matter if we go to the Festival of the Trees next or whatever.
Each handcrafted creation is tucked away behind windows, and this year,
Elizabeth Farrell, Assistant Director of Education at the museum, was overwhelmed by the number of creators registered.
The one major change from last year is that there's so many this year. We actually had one fall apart just after it was dropped off, and I am not sure where we would have fit it.
Back in 1986, over 700 visitors strolled through the museum, enjoying courses, carolers, and gingerbread creations. Today, the event attracts over 4,000 visitors annually, raising money for the museum and local causes. The Gingerbread Gallery will be open until January 12th. Don't miss the opportunity to vote for your favorite gingerbread creation and experience the spirit of Christmas. Geraldine Paglia, NCC News.